Welcome to Access Basic Relationships. I'm Trainer Laurie. What are relationships? Well, database theory that enables tables to be connected via a key field that shares information and forms a link between the two tables. That's a lot of ways to describe this. It's just two tables so that one customer can have many pets, and they're linked. There are three kinds of relationships: a one-to-one, a one-to-many, and a many-to-many. Access uses one-to-many the most. So what's the difference between them? So the one-to-one is a flat file, like Excel. You scroll down a column to look up all the information in that row. So if I were going to create a database, I would probably put everything down. John Brown, you can see all the customers are going down, and the problem is every time they come in, I have to create a new column. One day, I'm going to run out of columns. The rule is, if it's going to grow, put it in a row. And even in Excel, you have over 1 million rows, but you only have 255 columns. If I have two tables, then both can grow, and this is called a one-to-many relationship. Now I have my customers in one table, and I have every date that they came in another table. What is the key that tells me this is the same customer as the customer that came in on these dates? The customer ID. This is known as a primary key. The primary key, also known as the PK, every table has one, and every records is unique. And if you don't want to create a unique record, a unique primary key for every record, Access can create it for you using the auto number. The one-to-many relationship in Access looks like this. We'll find it under Database Tools, Relationships, and you can see the table. This customers table is linked to orders, and it is a one-to-many relationship. In a form, it looks like this. One customer has many orders. So what do you know? You know that one customer has many pets, and it's linked to this primary key, this unique identifier that shows up as the primary key in the customers table, but it is called the foreign key in the pets table because the pets has its own primary key called pet ID, which also appears as the foreign key in the visits table. One customer has many pets, one pet has many visits. Here's another one. One contact has many calls. Always look for the one-to-many, starting from the left. But then what's this down here? This is a different kind of relationship called a lookup table. This is a lookup table, and so it doesn't have that many symbol. One contact has many calls, and contact types is a lookup table. What do you know from this table? One asset has many maintenance and many depreciation, and it has 3 lookup tables. One blank has many blanks is good syntax to help you determine which tables and relationships. Fill in the blank to determine which table, and then the second blank will be a related table. For example, if we were going to have offsite archives and we wanted to create a database of them, what tables would keep track of this information? Well, I can see there's many rows or aisles. So one aisle has many boxes, and one box has many records. A table of aisles, a table of boxes, and a table of records, each with its own unique identifier. Aisle ID, box ID, record ID, and 2 foreign keys to relate them, because one aisle has many boxes and one box has many records. A home health aide. This is a database I created for a nursing aid society. One case manager has many patients or care aides. Why one case manager has many care aides and one care aide has many patients. One case manager has many care aides, one care aide has many patients, and one patient has many visits. Access asks you to create a primary key every time you create a table, but the hard part is remembering to create the foreign key. What table needs a foreign key? The ones that are related directly. In other words, one employee has many orders, so the primary key is here, but it is a foreign key in the orders table. One to many. How do we create it? Click Database Tools, Relationships. All your tables will be listed. Use Shift-click to select them all and then click Add. To edit relationships, double-click on the line in between. Please note that it is the up and down line, not the sideways lines. When you double-click on that, it opens up Edit Relationships window. And you can see here that the customers and orders are related through the customer ID. There are 3 primary keys here, yet only 2 foreign keys. To create the relationship, in Relationships, click the primary key and simply drag it to the foreign key. When you do, the Edit Relationships window opens. It'll show you what the relationships are, but you have to remember to click Enforce Referential Integrity. What this does is it makes sure that every parent has a child, or every child has a parent. Because if you had a child without a parent, in other words a pet, but no customer, then you would have an orphan record, and we don't want orphan records. So make sure that you enforce referential integrity, and it won't allow you to accidentally delete a parent record from a child. And then click Pet ID and drag it to Pet ID and enforce referential integrity. So how do you add a visit? Access reads relationships from one to many, left to right. If I want to add a new pet, first I must have a customer. So how do I add a visit? I must have a pet. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.